For the first time ever, we managed to pull off a sequence break in Extinction, and it's insane. A sequence break means we are doing things out of the intended order. As you can see right now, we are already in the final fight while I'm still placing the drill at the obelisk, which is not supposed to be possible. But by doing this, we saved almost 5 minutes in the speedrun, which is absolutely massive. To make it happen, I got the help from Egg and Nate, the craziest strafe jumpers I've ever seen. Thanks to their ridiculous skills, this run became possible. But before we get into how we broke the game, let's go back to the beginning and break down how this sequence break is even possible. The first area is pretty standard. We place the drill at every obelisk and at the same time Egg and Nate craft the Venom Axe. When the last obelisk finishes, it's time for the first Vanguard phase. Here I need to use this drone to break all the obelisks as fast as possible. But thanks to some beautifully broken spaghetti code, the Venom Axe can also damage the obelisk. So Egg and Nate both use all their Venom ammo to destroy one obelisk each, saving some time. Once all the obelisks are destroyed, I grab the drill and move to the next area. Now the fun really begins. While I handle the usual drill placing stuff, Egg and Nate grab a Hypno Trap schematic, which will be very important later. Then they use a glitch called portable turret clipping to get through this big closed door. In this glitch you empty a portable turret, hop off so it starts destroying itself, but before it does, you jump back on and look all the way to the top right. This gets your player inside the wall, and as soon as the turret gets destroyed, you are placed in the door and clip through it. They both do this, which gets them closer to the final fight. But now we have to be really careful. You are not supposed to be here, and the game has a few checks in place to make sure the game does not break. In this tunnel there's a trigger we need to hit to make the game think we legitimately go to the turret area. But this trigger is only active when the drill is not active. So as soon as the current obelisk finishes, Egg and Nate sprint to the tunnel, hitting the trigger before I start the next obelisk. Now the game thinks we reached the turret area legitimately, which is great. But we need to convince the game we got to the final fight legitimately. The next trigger used to check this is in the middle of this bridge. But this bridge only appears after destroying all obelisks. But we figured out that by sitting at the very edge here, the trigger can just be hit. So Egg and Nate wait for the next obelisk to finish, activating the trigger, and now the game thinks we are ready for the final fight. But there is a huge problem. How do we get to the final fight? The bridge still has not appeared, and this gap is massive. Months ago I already tried this jump for a long time, and thought it was literally impossible. But then Egg and Nate dropped this clip in the Discord. It can be done. Now that I knew it was possible, I saw the potential for the speedrun immediately, and I tried again to do this jump. After 25 minutes of attempts, finally I managed to do it once. It's brutal. Doing that in a real speedrun is impossible, at least for me. So I called in the pros. I shot a message to Egg and Nate on Discord, and they were down to help. So now I have 2 Strafe Jump gods on my side. But Nate immediately spotted the problem. If you don't do it first try, you will need to be revived, which is not possible. But we went for it anyway, praying everything would be fine. First Nate goes for the jump, and he hits it first try. Absolute legend. If he had fallen here it would have been fine, since Egg could have still revived him, but now Egg needs to jump across. If he fails here, Nate can't revive him, since he's already across. So he only has one shot, otherwise we need to restart the entire run. And he nails it, even under all the pressure. I just can't understand how they are this good at strafe jumps. It's insane. I'm so happy I managed to get these 2 gods to help me do this run. The hardest part is over, but we're not there yet. There's a massive door blocking us that's way too thick for portable turret clipping. But that's why we brought the Hypno Traps. To get through this door, we're going to use the Hypno Trap teleport glitch. For some reason, when you pick up a box, the game saves your position relative to it. By placing a box on top of a bouncing Betty, which is on top of a Hypno Trap, we can move the boxes around by moving the Hypno Trap around. Now Egg and Nate need some good timing to place the Hypno Trap while the other is picking up the box. And just like that, they are through this massive door. Unfortunately, there are 3 more doors blocking the way, but at least they are not as thick as this one. Now Egg sets up his Hypno Trap to get Nate through this thick door. These boxes just clip far enough to the wall so Nate can reach them. To be efficient, Egg teleports Nate immediately through the next door. Now he places his hypno trap really close to the door, and Nate sets up a portable turret for Egg which he can just reach through the door. This is only possible because these doors are a lot thinner than the first one. Using portable turret clipping, he gets through the door and he can pick up his hypno trap he set up earlier. Now there is still 2 more doors blocking the way, but by repeating the hypno teleport and portable turret clip glitches, they manage to get through all the doors. And you can see just how professional these guys are, pulling off all these glitches first try. Now they are in the room of the final fight, way before they are supposed to be. But they have to wait just a moment before starting it. While they were doing all that, I am back in the second area, fighting for my life, all alone with 3 times more alien spawns than normal. If I die, the run is over. But luckily I'm quite good at this game, so it's no problem. I finish all the obelisk in the second area, use the drone to destroy the obelisk, and I move the drill to the third area. Now I hop on the turret and tell Egg and Nate to start the final fight. Normally when it starts, all players get teleported in. If that happened, the drill would die, since it's unprotected. But because I'm on a turret, the game can't teleport me. This way I can keep defending the drill. Now we are doing the final fight while the drill is still going. The UI is completely broken, but somehow it works. This saves an absurd amount of time. The spawns also go ballistic. There are so many aliens, and if I die, the run is still over. Egg and Nate on the other hand are just chilling, and I am getting swarmed. It gets close a few times, but I managed to survive, and now we just need to finish the final obelisk. Unfortunately, the escape only becomes available after all obelisks are destroyed. Otherwise the sequence break would save even more time. As soon as the final obelisk finishes, Nate grabs the cortex and runs straight through all these doors. The rest of the escape is pretty normal. Place the cortex, clear enemies, break the gate, move forward. We repeat this process for the second gate, and now there's only one left. For this one we do one more trick. By walking through some specific areas, some bombers will spawn. So as soon as I place the cortex, I can make a lot of easy kills, and I hypno knife the rhino for good measure. The final gate breaks really fast, you sprint to the tunnel and finish with a time of 35 minutes and 48 seconds. That's miles ahead of my previous record, and honestly this was one of the coolest speedruns I've ever done. Somehow we beat Awakening faster than the world record of point of contact, which is insane since normally Awakening takes like an hour. Huge shout out to Egg and Nate for helping me make this run possible. Links to their channels are in the description. If you want to see the full run, the link is also in the description. If you made it all the way here, make sure to sub, drop a like and leave a comment. I really appreciate it. We also did a 4-player run in which we optimized everything really hard, and I'm working on this video right now. And we'll see you guys in the next one.